Presenting the all-new Jazz from Honda.
The all-new Jazz from Honda is now a hybrid. Again.
And this time it's returned with twin electric motors, an i-VTEC engine, which is 1.5, and an eCVT.
Prices for the range start at just under £19,000. This is the EX trim and costs just over £22 with the metallic paint option.
There's also two other trims to choose from and the Crosstar.
Which we will be having on review next week.
Economy-wise, you're looking at around 60 miles per gallon, but people have been doing real-world tests and they're getting closer to 70.
The new Jazz has been redesigned from the ground up using the Japanese philosophy of you-know-be, which is seeing the beautiful in everyday things.
It reminds me of the first Civic.
Yes, and it's teched out too. It's got Honda sensing, a prated interior.
And look at this, a panoramic windscreen. And if you're wondering which powertrain to go for, well, Honda's made that very simple for you. You can choose from the eHEV. That's it.
With this all-new design, the panoramic windscreen really pops out at you. The A-pillars are 55mm thick, which is more than half the width of the previous model. Nice sloping bonnet, chrome around the Honda badge. It's blue around here, which denotes that it's a hybrid. I love the headlights. Like Ben said, they are a little bit retro, but they're automatic and they come with high beam assist. And you've got your fog lights in the valance, but you've also got this LED daytime running light that sculpts around. Beautiful body lines, very soft. You don't need to compromise on safety when choosing your trim because virtually all of them have the same safety package. Slight differences, this one comes with cross-traffic monitoring with blind spot detection. You also get parking sensors. We've got 16-inch, the SE and the SR come with 15. Now an interesting addition is this. It's plastic, it's replaceable. Not only does it match the door mirrors, it also will protect your wheel. You've got all-round disc brakes which are vented at the front. You have an electrically operated power folding door mirror that is heated. This redesigned quarter panel works really well with the panoramic windscreen. And we noticed that unlike other vehicles, there are no idents or badges on the side of the car. However, this does play into the simplicity. We have white pill metallic paint, which is a £650 option. It's colour coded and it really pops, especially when you look at the black. And you'll notice that there is no charging port because it's self-charging. Here is the only place that you will find an ident that shows that this is a hybrid. The metallic pearl paint really works with the tinted lenses and the black accents in the shark fin and the rear spoiler, which also has a very nicely hidden reversing camera. We also have parking sensors.
Let's see how easy it is to get into the new Honda Jazz. Keyless entry. Nice grab handle here. Nice and easy to climb into. The doors open nice and wide and easy to grab. This has changed so much since the previous one. You've got a new dashboard and a new digital cluster as well. And it may be full of hard plastics, but in this car, you just don't care. You've got padded areas here and padded areas here. And this lovely leather wrapped steering wheel. But this is hard plastic, this is hard plastic, this is hard plastic. Maybe it's a simplistic design, maybe it's the things like the infotainment screen. It just works. One thing that really stands out to me is the addition of this colour. You've got all-round electric windows, you can control your mirrors here. You have power folding too. And on the right hand side down here, there's a few buttons and you can adjust things like your headlamp height. Above that, push button start. You've got rain sensing wipers, automatic headlamps. Moving to the steering wheel. On the left hand side you've got your media controls, a home button for your fuel computer, and you can operate it by rolling this. On the right hand side you've got your active cruise control and your speed limiter. Under that, this model has a heated steering wheel. The cluster's nice and straightforward. On the left hand side you have the battery charge. Your fuel computer, dependent on which mode it's on, will tell you interesting information such as economy, what safety features are enabled, things like that. You can also adjust the brightness of your cluster here. Moving to the infotainment screen. This is an uprated one because we've got the EX trim. Comes with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, DAB radio, satellite navigation. You can also operate some of the car's settings as well. Below that, yes, look, manual dials for your air conditioning, but they do have a digital reading as well. You've also got your shortcut buttons here for your demisters. Another thing that the EX comes with is heated seats. Under that you've got 12-volt socket and 2 USBs. Behind that you've got your shifter. Park, reverse, neutral, drive and B. But we'll tell you more about that in the driving section. There is no old school handbrake, but you do have an electronic handbrake with a brake hold function, hill start assist, and an economy button as well. It's a very comfortable driving position. I've got lots of headroom, I've got lots of legroom. The seats are very comfortable, and they're finished in leatherette and fabric. If you get the Crosstar, you can even get water repellent seats. I've got a nice padded armrest to the right of me. Yes, this is hard plastic, but where you rest your arm, very comfortable. I've also got a centre armrest, which is padded too. You also have reach and rake on the steering wheel, and it has been modified, so it's more comfortable for taller drivers. You also have a footrest to the left hand side. You have a decent sized door bin, some very well located cup holders here with a lovely surround, storage just in front of the shifter, a cup holder, another storage point, and a pull-up armrest with a decent storage area too. You also have two glove boxes, one below, decent size, and one above. I like this design. Let's see how easy it is to get into the back of the Jazz. Just what you expect. An almost 90-degree door, pull down grab handle here, and a decent ride height. And this distance isn't too far either. It's very comfortable in the back, and I've got ample headroom, but this car has been designed so 4 adults of 6 foot can be comfortable on a long journey, and they've achieved that. 3 adults, probably better to do just shorter journeys. 3 children, no problem. You've also got ISOFIX points and airbags around the vehicle too. It would have been nice to see some of the white accents around, say, the electric window or the door handle. Saying that, it is a comfortable position for your arm. It is well finished. You've also got lots of leg room, and you can put your feet under the seats as well. It's quite staggering. This is set up for me at 6'3", and I've got lots of knee room. Pouches on the back of the seats, and this is a lovely addition. This is for your smartphone. You also have an electric window. There's also 2 charge points in the centre. It's not too dark either with the privacy glass, because you've got this light headliner and these quarter panel windows that let some more light in. And finally, you do have a decent sized door bin. Opening the boot is nice and easy. There is no unlock on the key fob, but keyless entry. Once open, you have 304 litres of space. And if you notice, the boot lid goes up quite high, so even I can get under. You do have a bit of a boot lip, but it's a nice square space. There is a ridge here, but that's likely something to do with the hybrid. You've also got tethering points here and a boot light. The parcel shelf is really easy to pop out, and you can drop the seats. When you've dropped those, that'll increase to around 1,205 litres. You just drop the seats by lifting this lever here and pushing forwards. And a great addition is this, and it just covers the gap, making this one flat long surface perfect for loading. And you've got even more extra storage under here. And the one thing that we really love about the Jazz, magic seats. Perfect. And both seats do this. I'll demonstrate. You could put something like a mountain bike here. It's a really clever idea, and it's good to see it returned in this one. Welcome to the all-new Jazz, new hair, and an all-new B mode on the drive. And what's that for? Regen. That's right, we're in the hybrid. We're off on a road trip.
Yay, ice cream, scones.
We're going up the lakes, aren't we?
Okay, but a road trip needs ice cream and scones.
And we're in EV mode, so listen to that. Are you a fan of the sci-fi EV noise, or do you prefer the combustion rumble? Sounds like something off Total Recall.
Yeah, it does actually.
Under the bonnet we've got a 1.5 i-VTEC engine, double overhead cam, 4-cylinder. There's also 2 electric motors, one that propels the car and one that charges the lithium-ion battery. And this type of hybrid system will return up to around 60 miles per gallon. It pulls 0 to 60 in 9.5 seconds, is 108 brake horsepower, and has 253 newton meters of torque, and it tops out at 109 miles an hour. The transition between electric mode and combustion is seamless. Most of the time you won't even realise that it's actually turned on the petrol engine.
It's a lot quieter in here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's far more refined. You probably heard it go straight into petrol mode then. but it's not invasive in the slightest.
Well, they've even used a new type of resin in the engine bay to reduce engine noise.
And it works. That's the thing, this car isn't noisy unless you put it under real load. If you steadily accelerate, the engine tone won't really increase. If you floor it,
Boing, boing, boing,
then you get the noise of the engine. But pottering around is quite quiet. One thing to note, you have to be in drive to use active cruise control. It's an intuitive layout. You've got your gauge on the right and you've got your battery on the left. You've got this symbol that appears on one of the settings as well. Now when you're driving normally, you will feel the faintest of regen when you back off. But if you put it in B, then that increases that and puts more power back into your battery, meaning you get more economy. And as soon as this bar starts to run out, that's when it'll kick in with the combustion engine. Now it's putting power back in because it's green. If I put my foot down again, it goes blue, and that means it's using it. And if I put my foot down again, then the engine symbol lights up as well. Because you've got an electric motor, be careful pulling out of junctions. It can be a touch lively and give you a wheel spin. But it gets out in double quick time. And look, collision detection.
Well, there's no compromise on safety with the Jazz, is there?
No, got a full Honda sensing suite. Collision detection.
Forward collision warning. You also have an adjustable, which is an intelligent speed limiter, lane keep assist, and road departure mitigation, to name but a few.
And don't forget active cruise control.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, well, we love that on the Hondas.
We do.
It's a very good system.
There's lots of airbags around the vehicle.
There is. The steering's nicely weighted, it lightens up when you're doing manoeuvres and gets heavier the faster you go. It's quite agile, it goes where the car points. When cornering, it's a softer experience than the previous model, but that may just be down to this isn't a sport. The suspension makes it a comfortable ride. If you hit the odd pothole, it may make a slight bang, but it's not as brutal as, say, the Type R Civic. But at the other end of the scale, it's not too wallowy. There is a bit of body roll, but it's a nice comfortable ride. It is made a bit stiffer on the 16s.
It's very comfortable. Again, very little body roll, and it's very light in here.
When it comes to the powertrain, it's a bit like an EV automatic. The hybrid has 2 pedals. Now, one thing I've noticed, especially as I'm colourblind, is that I don't find it very easy to see the P because it's in red on black. But when you change shift, it does display on the digital dash, so that's not a problem. And there goes the lane keep assist. It's not too aggressive, you'll feel it kick through the steering wheel. You probably have heard then, the CVT does sound like a standard gearbox. It goes through the tones, you've got readily available power, happily cruises along at 70 miles an hour on the motorway, and if you put your foot down, as long as you don't floor it, you'll have a nice steady acceleration. The fact that you can transition in and out of the electric mode makes it quite an interesting drive. Even on the steepest of hills, you won't really kick in the combustion engine. If you want to fly up a hill, then obviously yes. You can have a lot of fun in this car. It sticks to the road like glue, and you can kind of throw it around. I mean, yes, it is quite a tall vehicle, but at no point does it feel unsettled.
Well, that might be due to the fact that this is lower than the previous model.
Visibility is very good out of the cabin. The brakes are very good. You've got discs all around with the front being vented. The economy is quite staggering. We have used 1 bar of fuel. I must have driven around 100 miles. Nice straightforward cluster, which shows things like your lane keep assist and also alerts you of things like collision detection. You also have a simplified infotainment system as well, which is easier to navigate.
A versatile, well-priced, small car with lots of practicality, great safety features and pretty unbeatable economy, with a range of trims to choose from. 6D temp and produces CO2 emissions from 102 grams per kilometre. NCAP rating to be confirmed.